I am going to work in my Society of Idea Collectors journal. It is growing. I need to take January out, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet. I think when I put March in, I'll take January out. But I still need to work on some February pages. So that's where I'm going with this. I'm going to go into fast forward and work on it. And when I'm finished, I will come back and show you the result and talk about it. I start out by trimming down the table napkin, getting it to size to fit the page. And then I'm using some of my Elmer's glue solution, 3 parts Elmer's glue and a little bit less than 1 part of water. I find that really works nice as a collage medium. Now I'm using my white fine line paint applicator. There's just white craft paint in there, nothing to dilute it. I'm drawing hearts like you would when you were in grade school. That's what this reminded me of when I was working on it, but it was really kind of fun to do that. I set it aside to dry. Now I'm going to work on my pages, my syllables pages. That's an envelope that Becky gave me and an envelope that Lucia gave me. And I'm opening them up, flattening them out. I decide to use Lucia's on this page, and I'm taping it down. Just taping it down. Learned that little trick from Becky with the positioning it and then pulling the tape out from underneath of it. Really works nice. Trimming off of the edge, and I decide to put that edge down at the bottom there to cover up the white space. I could glue all this down, but for some reason or another I just wanted to use my tape. So there you go. Trim it off. Now this is a box of candy that Lucia sent me in Happy Mail. I ate the candy. I'm trimming off the little heart picture there. Fixing the little flower on this piece. And there's an ATC from Lindy. Some pink doilies. And I'm just additioning things, figuring out where I want them. Decide that I'm going to make a pocket out of that Valentine. That's the top of the candy box. The tape to hold it while the glue is drying. Now these little heart stickers were sent to me by Dawn at Let's Make a Mess Today. I believe that's where they came from. I'm tucking the tag and the ATC underneath of there. Now this is a pair of scissors. Sometimes when I stamp off my scissors they don't stamp off nice, but I decided they make nice bobby pin embellishments. Ran out of gold paint in that fine line paint applicator, so I got out a black pen and just drew around the scissors just to bring them out a little bit more. It works. I'm not too picky on this. Holds my pieces on there very nice. Now I'm working on the week 4 page. I'm going to collage down those big doily valentines, but I decide that I want to paint the background with, this is supposed to be red metallic paint. It looks like a deep pink to me. I don't think we get true reds. I'm drying it off, and now I'm collaging down the valentines. And I find out that when I collage down the first valentine, there's actually 2 there. So I collage the other piece down, and then I take my paintbrush and go over the bottom valentine to push it into the background. Dry all of that off so that I can work with it more. Now I'm going to use my bobby pin embellishment to hold both week 3 and week 4 attachments. An envelope folded up from Becky, and then that beautiful ballerina tag came from Lucia McGill, creating another bobby pin embellishment there. Now I decide that I want a flip page in the center. I still have more that I want to put on. I don't have enough space, so I make me a little flip page out of a piece of painted paper. I used the Luminaire Gold and the Magenta that Cat Hand sent me, and I've had these paper's around for a while, so I fold it in half and of course have the two painty sides on the outside. And I think that I got this piece of red fabric in Happy Mail from Rose. I think that's where it came from. I'm not real too sure on that. I'd have to go back and look at all the videos to figure out where all the Happy Mail came from, but I know I got it in Happy Mail. So I found that the tape doesn't really hold it, so it holds it in place while the glue is drying. And I glue one side of the fabric down, and then I go and glue the other side down. And then I have two unglued sides that'll be glued to the facing pages. You'll see that as I insert it into my folio here. So I'm taking the unglued sides of the fabric and gluing it down to the facing page. And of course using my tape to kind of hold it in place while that glue is drying. If I do one side, I'm careful to leave that little 1/8 inch gap in there so that a page will open and close nicely. I'm really happy with how this flip page turned out. Now, my camera battery died, so you don't see me decorate that, but you'll see it when I do the flip at the end. I'm just kind of positioning some things out of week 2 there. Now I get out my little calendar squares, and instead of writing on them, I cut them into the shape of hearts, and I get out my face stamps and some red archival ink, and I decided that I'm going to stamp little faces on all these little hearts, like little faces in your heart. You're in my heart. They're peeking out. So I do that to all of the rest of the days in February. I really like these. It really turned out fun. They're just fun. Now I take that page where I collaged down the napkin and I start gluing down all my little days with the faces peeking out. And here again, I have to say, when I work on this is the back of a photocopy of the inchies. I made a photocopy before I cut them all apart for my giveaways. And I have to say, when I work on this, I feel like I'm decorating a box for Valentines. It just takes me back to my grade school days. It's just a fun piece. I'm making those hearts pop by outlining them all with a black Pen Plus Gear casemate pen that we get at Walmart. I really do like those pens. The more I use them, the more I like them. They work really nice and they really make those faces pop on there. I have to say, this was really kind of one of my favorite pages in the long run. I think it's because it's so playful. It's just a playful page.
I am finished with the week 3 and week 4 pages, syllables pages in my Society of Idea Collectors art journal. But what I did is I pulled out the syllables pages that I was working on. This is January right here. I will be taking January out of this. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. This is February. And this is a photocopy of the inchies that I created. And then on the back of it, I collaged down a napkin that I believe I got that from Dawn at Let's Make a Mess Today. It says, I love you, and a lot of Valentine words. I did some white fine line paint applicator work on it. Just having fun with it. I almost felt like a kid again. And then for my little daily squares, I stamped some of my faces. I cut the little daily squares into hearts, and I'm carving my 29 faces out of eraser stamps, and I stamped them on red and glued them down on my page. I'm really happy with how that turned out. This is the week 1 page. I've already showed you this in a prior video, and the week 2 page I showed you in a prior video. I love this little postcard from Rose. The little guy proposing to a little gal there. my week 3 and 4 page, I made a flip here. This is week 3. I made a flip between week 2 and week 3. And that was fun. I used some fabric and glued it to each page, and then I glued it to the pages on the opposite side. I found that worked really well. So I may be using this technique again. I like how that flipped worked. So on here, these are some index cards I received from Ruth Lamb, and I want to write down, and the tag was from Jerry Bellini. And I'm just writing this on here. This is just for me. The tag was from Jerry Bellini. It was a thank you tag for an order that I made through her Recycled Parts for Art Etsy shop. These 2 little rag flag paper clips came from Annie Turner. I use a lot of bobby pin embellishments in my work, but I needed something, and these are right at hand. So Annie, I'm using your rag flag paper clips. I do like them. The blue coordinates with the blue over here on day 2, so it really does coordinate in there. On the flip of this, I have the Valentine I received from Aunt Beck, some pink doily Valentines that I got in Happy Mail. This ATC, I believe, came from Lindy Lessard. Here's my little scissors embellishment, and I don't know who gave me this piece in here. There's no name on it. I wish there were names on these. The background paper here is an envelope from Lucia McGill, and this big red Valentine here was on a box of candy that she sent me. I've eaten the candy. This Valentine says every story is an adventure. Valentine, it's a story keeper. I really like that. That came from Dawn at Let's Make a Mess Today. She sent some little red stickers that I put around here. So this is very much a February Happy Mail page. Come back over here. On this side is week 4, and this is the inside cover of my Inchies photocopy page. And this is week 4. This beautiful tag here with this beautiful ribbon. I just love it. I love how it just kind of falls like that. That came from Lucia McGill. This is the envelope from Becky McCauley, Aunt Beck. And then I just put another little scissors in there and that little heart piece. I may be doing more to this. I don't feel like I've used all my Happy Mail yet, but boy, I used enough of it, didn't I? So that is my February syllables pages. I want to come in here and do some more work on my calendar pages. I stamped some of my 29 face stamps here on my calendar pages, my hearts here. Just kind of decorating it up, having fun with it. Of course, we've got some more days left in February. Look at that, isn't that fun? And then I have some blank pages left here in February that I will probably, if I don't have any Happy Mail, if I can't find any Happy Mail for it, I will probably come in here and, because this is all February calendar, I'll probably be doing some glue booking on here. Maybe I'll try to find some romantic type Valentine to put on these pages. I might do some sketches, I don't know, but I will fill it up. This is my 29 face stamps as I have them so far to the 14th. So I'll be doing some more carving on these. I just have them set in here because I need to pull it out easy. So it just fits right in here. And this closes up this way. I'm going to let this fall this way, and here you go. how fun this is to do. I really do have a lot of fun doing this. It's a good way to keep track of what's happening in your month, to keep track of your projects, to keep track of your ideas. Look at this. So fun to do this. So thank you for stopping by, and I will see you on the next page.